officially here at Switch to Pure for living the authentic life. Welcome, Estela Cockrell.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I should say thank you for welcoming us into your home. And everyone knows my favorite color is pink, so this is pretty much a heaven from a design aspect. And it's so on track with our whole lives. Everyone is more focused on health than ever. During COVID, we talk about with all of our guests that we have really stopped and slowed down and said, what is our purpose? How do we stay healthy? How do we connect? We've lost this connection that we've made. And I always thought that you were a badass girl boss, but in reading on your website and how you came to this, like, you were not always a beauty girl. You were an attorney.
Yes.
And you became a beauty girl because of life experiences. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about your journey.
So basically, I had undiagnosed Lyme disease and celiac for many years, which caused a lot of different things from, tachycardia. I had a lot of fatigue issues. I had chronic pain throughout my body. I had just a lot of really, really terrible, medical issues. And so I woke up one day, especially around the cardiac issue, and I started going down the functional medicine route. And so at that time, I was going to New York, I was going to Los Angeles. I lived in Colorado at the time, so there was a lot of really wellness-focused people. And anyway, I finally discovered that I had Lyme disease, and throughout that time, I just was such a hippie already. I made my kids food, and everything I did, it was always focused kind of around wellness. But it was at that time that I realized that the connection between your gut and, your microbiome, your skin, your health overall. And then several years ago, about 3 years ago, I basically woke up and was like, I'm going to start this thing called Switch to Pure. And I want to help women, cancer survivors, autoimmune, parents. I want to help people out there because I have so much knowledge, because I took my legal sleuthing and sort of discovered all of these things about all the products we put on our body, all the food that we ingest. And so I kind of tapped my husband on the shoulder, and as a mom of young children, and he was like, wait, what now? After I healed myself, of course, I was now energetic to spread the word of how so many people could change their lives. So that's kind of the original inception of Switch to Pure. And then my actual product line, all the products that we've launched since then, has been sort of a more extension of the mission, and that's creating really luxurious but also super effective and non-toxic products that really feed the skin from the outside in.
And I think it's so interesting. I've done several podcasts at the Sydenham Clinic where we've talked about wellness. And Dr. Rice, who I've interviewed on the podcast before, is a true believer that it isn't just about medically what's happening, it's emotionally what's happening, it's the food we're ingesting, it's so much about supplements too, and how we look at that. And you guys, a lot of people think beauty's just what you put on, the makeup you put on, and what moisturizer you use. But you guys also look at wellness from a standpoint of supplements, and bringing my daughter in one day to just look at your product line and going through a facial here. You guys were able to say, we think it's more than just being a teenager. There's some other things with your gut happening. We
really look at the gut-skin axis, and we analyze the skin honestly as a tool to see what's going on inside the body. So when people come in and they're like, oh, I have hormonal acne, or oh, I have, and they kind of self-diagnose, we really take it a step back and really try to figure out, what can we do? Is it labs that we need to run, which we are able to run here? Is it labs to check your food sensitivity? Do we need to check your nutrient level? What is it that we need to look at? Because your skin, if it is totally reacting, totally breaking out, it's definitely an SOS. So we love to do that. We love to, start from the inside out, and then we also like to treat from the outside in. So again, we're feeding your skin nutrient-rich, non-toxic products that truly feed the skin from the outside in. We also have a lot of other things that are really great, especially here at the Wellery if you happen to be in Houston and you're not sort of outside the city. And that is the ozone and infrared saunas. And those are both antimicrobial, antiviral. They have a lot of really great properties. Ozone saved me from Lyme disease, that along with nutraceuticals. just in case you're wondering, nutraceuticals, to your point, vitamins, they're high quality vitamins that millions of dollars of research have gone into. They're food-based, medical grade, and they truly, truly just help you feed, again, the gut and really balance all the microbiome that's going on inside, to your point earlier.
Yes, and it's so interesting because people come to us, and I, of course, am such a luxury girl, and you've been a luxury girl for so long and always been stylish. In fact, you're on the best dressed list in Houston.
Oh gosh.
But and you've done so much with charity and community, but to me, you can't look beautiful on the outside by just purchasing a bag or a piece of jewelry. So much of it is about,
it's an accessory. It's beauty, and wellness is the new accessory. So you can have every bag, you can have every outfit, and you can work out 6 days a week. But if you're working out 6 days a week and you're shopping at Whole Foods and you're doing all the right stuff and you're eating healthy, but yet at the same time, you're laden with toxic skincare products, and you're also laden with, you know, imbalances in your gut that you've never monitored. Maybe you're an international traveler and have parasites and just different things going on. Those are all things that need to be tackled, and really, honestly, for long-term youthful appearance and glow and just general wellness and feeling great and being able to step into your daily life.
So when people come in and they're a new collector for us, I kind of give them the ideas of, here's the thing that everybody wants. They want a Neverfull bag. They would love to have a Louis Vuitton duffel. Maybe your first Chanel that you haven't bought, or a Cartier bracelet. Let's break it down from beauty. Like if they come in, they already have all this beauty stuff at home. Let's give the entry level, someone walks in who has never thought about pure in their life.
And you have that experience.
I have that experience. Yeah. I walked in and I was like, okay, let's look at what I could do to just kind of start out. And my favorite product, oddly, was the Bee Chill.
Yes,
and the glow.
And the glow.
The Bee Glow. So the Bee Glow is, it's almost an alternative to a moisturizer.
It's kind of, yeah.
And it also, it can set your makeup. I used to use SK2, which was so much more expensive. And this, it's pure too. It's not adding toxins. And to speak back to Sydenham Clinic, when I got my test back, I have toxins in my body. And they said most women that they test on in Houston have toxins in their body, and they don't know if it's our water,
but air quality. I mean,
and
ship channel.
So let's talk about the Bee Glow. Like what does this do?
Well, I'll answer the first question first. So basically when people come in, we like to make things very easy and very basic.
Yep.
Oddly enough, people are super attached to their skincare products. Talk to tweens and teens, they'll try something new every day. I tell them, this is not a baking class. This is your actual skin. So we don't want to burn it. We don't want to ruin it. You've got to stay on task with not every video on TikTok and YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Every day Bella wants to buy a new thing.
Yes. But over about 35, everyone's like, oh my gosh, I've been using this deodorant, since the day I turned 12. So people are very attached to their skincare products. So some of the things I teach people is super simple. Like as far as price, they're like, but I have this S2K that I've had for, 3 years and it was $150.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, probably it probably has bacteria, like it's probably expired. But more than that, you eat a piece of fish on Friday night and you eat a great piece of salmon and it cost you $40 and maybe you had half of it and the rest went off and you never thought about it again. So you have to remember that, switching over to these new products, even though there's a little bit of expense to it, it's not much more than going to Target. It's not much more than doing something like that. And this is a real reflection of feeding the skin and providing it really non-toxic products.
Yes.
So when people come in, we basically break down what they're already doing to simplify. If we can simplify, that really helps people not feel overwhelmed. We also do a lot of recommendations that are very basic and saying, okay, when this one runs out, here's your replacement for this. When you're using these 3 products, these are all duplicative. You don't really need these 3 products. Someone just sold you all of these because it was good for them, So we really break those kinds of things down. And then we also very importantly talk about the gut. whether it's collagen they need, whether it's a gut builder that they need, a vegan protein, you know, anything and everything to really fortify from within. If they have really dry skin, we'll recommend some omegas, really mega dose omegas, and really talk to them about their water intake. Because again, you can use Be Glowy all day, but if you're not drinking your water and, you know, you're not taking your supplements properly, and not just supplements from Whole Foods, by the way, nutraceuticals, they are definitely worth the added, you know, amount of money. So some of the basics, we have a great, for the face, we have a great cleanser. This is a great cream cleanser that we love. It's got a lot.
And who doesn't love rose gold? I mean, when I was like, oh my God, whatever that is, tell me how I need this. Because I want that on my counter every morning. It makes me happy to put rose gold on my face.
It also smells really great. So I
does.
hired a natural aromaticist in California. So everything has a signature scent, kind of like a Le Labo, but not with the synthetic fragrances, not with the phthalates, with natural aromas and essential oils. So this guy's awesome. We love to pair that with our Konjac sponge. This is usually wet.
And who doesn't love a heart sponge? I mean,
really cute.
So sweet.
And this gently exfoliates in the AM. Then from there, we use our Be Glowy. Be Glowy is a hyaluronic acid, and it is a hydrosol.
Oh, okay.
So it is a nourishment. It's not technically a moisturizer. It's delivering nourishment and vitamins that your skin needs, plus it's helping plump up any fine lines you might have. It's used for the body, so I'm particularly parched, so you can use it on the body or you can use it on the face.
Which is great for Colorado travel.
Yes.
Lots of Texans going to Colorado. That's
so this one's really great, and this is one of our hero products, to your point. Everybody loves this, from 13-year-olds to, you know, 80-year-olds. So from there, we usually go on to a tinted SPF, but at night, we definitely like to lean on our retinol alternative. This oil is better than sort of any other oil out there because it's got the right fatty particles to go into the skin, really penetrate deeply, and deliver that natural vitamin A for cell renewal. So this is your moisturizer. It's your night oil, your night cream, and your Retin-A in one bottle for $95. So it kind of does all of these. And I think you have this oil.
I do.
Yeah. Is this the one you dropped?
I've got 2 of those. But I started with that small tester version because you can buy the 2 small for $50 and then you're just testing it and see how you like it. And then I came back and invested because it was that good to me.
And one of the other things, a little trick, is if you do ever buy, you know, more than one, always split them. Leave a spray in the kitchen, leave one at the work, leave one in the bathroom.
And then it's good for travel too.
Then we have lots of fun beauty tools as well. We have our gua sha. These are all the rage on TikTok and Instagram. You'll see them everywhere. We have a lot of tutorials on our Instagram, so you can learn exactly what this is. It's basically a sculpting device. So think of this like your trainer, the person you're working out with. You know, you're doing 100 sit-ups every day, you're going to see results. If you do this nightly for about 5 minutes, following the diagram in our box, you will see great results. Also, we love to pair this with our CBD body rub to give great results from a myofascia point of view and from a myofascia like massage. So we have those. Then we have tons of rollers. These are great for basically build up if you've got puffy under eyes, great for penetrating product. So think about this as stretching, activated stretching or yoga, and this seeing your trainer. These are the difference between the two.
Yeah. It's so relatable. In the Be Chill, I've told people I've stopped taking Tylenol PM because I'm taking that. That's how effective it's been for me. And I woke up, I had a particularly tough day, and I got up at 4 and I put it on, and then within 15 minutes I was back asleep again.
It's crazy.
It's really...
This is kind of like grandma's
magical.
Elixir. It is.
Yes,
it's like grandma's elixir.
My grandmother had something she used to give me. I don't even know what it was.
It's similar to like a grandma's elixir. I'm like, if your leg hurts, Be Chill. If you have a headache, Be Chill. You have TMJ, Be Chill. Plantar fasciitis, your arm hurts, you get weekly massages, like anything and everything. My athletic kids, Be Chill every night with the gua sha. They'll like even do their own on each other to help each other out because a lot of times they have a lot of back and hip issues. So this stuff is awesome, and it's the best gift, honestly. Like,
it's such a cool gift.
Such a
Be
good
Chill.
grab.
Who wouldn't want to be chill?
I know. It's pretty awesome. So that's that. And then our new launch is all of our body stuff. So we have a really great new body wash. This is infused with seaweed. Really great to nourish that skin, especially because we're heading into summer. And of course, summer, we want our body skin to be as flawless as our facial. So this one's really great. And again, we love to pair it with our body konjac sponge because this allows you to gently remove the dead skin cells. So again, all the products penetrate. So you jump out of the shower, a minute jumping out of the shower. Some people go straight onto our body oil. I prefer to not leave this in the shower and go ahead and use my Be Glowy and then treat with the oil. This also has the natural Retin-A alternative in it. And it is absolutely, I mean, it's just addictive. I don't even know what to say. One question I get on this all the time is, does it leave you oily? Does it leave you sort of like coconut oil in the kitchen? It absolutely does not. Everything I designed, I want to be able to put on clothes quickly and not be waiting for my oil to dry and, you know, get it.
Or leaving that residue, like staining your silk blouse. Okay, another thing that I saw last night that I did not know when I was investigating was you have tanning here, because I've stopped tanning because my family's like, you stink, Mom. And Erica Bagwell one day was like, girlfriend, you look orange. What are you doing? And I was like, okay, I'm going to stop tanning for a while. So tell us about your tanning. Tanning could be okay.
Yeah, so we have a really great non-toxic tan. It's even got, it's just got all these great proprietary blends in it.
Okay.
It's got some good Be Glowy type components in it.
Okay.
So it leaves your skin with an awesome finish. And we obviously recommend nourishing after the fact. So these two products are extend the tan. Our tan lasts, I got a tan over a week ago, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very tan still. Our tans last around 9 days if you do the proper aftercare.
Okay, and I got to figure that out, how I can do that. And you can put your clothes on afterwards, because that was always hard. Like, how can I do this and then go to another meeting because I'm going to stink, or what do I wear afterwards?
You should probably wear something like that dress you have on,
like
Sans the blazer, slip dress
Amir
is great.
Taji, by the way. Shout out to my friend Amir.
Yes.
You've done events with him and collaborated
I know.
too.
Yes, I love Amir.
Yes.
I almost wore an Amir shirt this morning. So, yes, so we have a great tan. If you're local in the HTX, we have a great non-toxic tan. We have people that come weekly. They just want to, you know, make sure they're
even. So it's not real streaky like some other
not
things.
at all. No orange discoloration, for sure. No orange. Most of our people process their face, and they wash a little sooner than the rest of their body. I've never gotten tans before because I've always had a decent tan. But now that I've done our tan, I'm like obsessed with it, and I get the lower saturation because I don't need to be dark. I just want the finish, you know.
Exactly. Okay, so I told you when I came in that Dr. Yalaman Chili is who I see to get my old therapy and my microneedling. And one of my girlfriends and I went to him and said, okay, I'm 53. Like, when do you consider a facelift? And he was like, you do one facelift in your life. That's his person. And he said, you keep your face looking young, and you keep it the collagen, and you can do that
to avoid
having to do the stretching where it doesn't look real. And you guys have a program I saw, because what I stressed about with other people I've used is I would feel bad about the way I'd look, and then I'd add on all this stuff, and then by the end of the year I was spending so much money. I didn't have a plan. So I noticed you have a plan that you can kind of wrap it all up, because you're reading all this stuff going, oh God, I need all this. What do I do? And I don't have time.
So again, if you're local, we love to handhold.
Okay, good.
Because we know everyone is like so busy, and they also don't know what to believe. I have people come in all the time and they're like, what influencers should I believe? And I'm like, I don't.
These two over here, we're going to introduce them in a minute. Now they're going to know, because they're going to learn from you.
But so that's what we do, is we kind of try to take all the information and really just, yes, you need ultrasound therapy. You need radio frequency. You need microchanneling for collagen stimulation. So what we've done is we've taken all the science. Again, we start from the gut. We treat from the outside as well. And we really put a program together down to the days. Like, do this 7 days apart, do this 21 days apart. And we just make everything super easy. And when you sort of do the program's a 6-month program, you're getting anywhere from 1 to 3 treatments a month, and you're able to really see results in the proper time and just pay one flat fee. Instead of, 3 treatments and then this month 1 treatment and just getting confused, it's all done for you, so you literally don't have to think. Which I know my purists, and they like a little bit. Girls do the purists, not like some major help with things like that.
Like, tell me what I need to do when I need to do it completely. Okay, and then let's dive deeper into Ozone versus the two
saunas.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I mean, I read it, and I love that you even have your version, because you have an amazing team here. I can't do anything with Danette without Danette and Eugene in my office. But you kind of give your version of why you liked it and why it helped you. And I feel like that's the other thing, that you're just like, you lived all this. You had to figure it out for you and your health. And it's health, not just beauty.
Correct. It's really all is health. I mean, we say everything about Switch to Pure is wellness. I mean, it really is a wellery. It's a wellness destination. So ozone and infrared are two different things. We have a whole little IGTV on it.
Okay, good.
But basically the basics are ozone is O3. So it's a different form of oxygen. Bacteria, fungus, virus, they hate oxygen. It's like their kryptonite. So what you're doing is you're sitting in a pod, your head is out, your body's in, and again, it's a treatment. It's not just a one time you're done. You've got
to come back. You've got
to come back, and you've got to do it pretty frequently in the beginning, and then you can go on to more of a maintenance program. Ozone, I saw incredible results with Lyme disease. Many of our customers are Lyme warriors, and they see the benefits of ozone. Infrared is something that's a little more popular, and infrared, of course, is just a little more heat driven, and it's basically heating the body from within. So think about getting a fever and how the fever breaks your infection. That's what infrared is kind of doing. We have a low EMF infrared, and so low EMF basically indicates that EMF is all the toxins that come out of our cell phones and things like that. So we have a low EMF infrared. So you're still getting all those great benefits, but you're not being burdened with toxic EMF. So people see us all the time for both of those. We are booked like all day for ozone and infrared, and I'm so happy that people are sort of understanding. And to your point earlier, I'm so glad that Houstonians are able to have access to something that you typically would find in New York or Los Angeles or Colorado. And I kind of, when I started this business, I was like, people are going to be surprised, but Houstonians do care about their health. And many people are obsessed with, working out and being healthy and being gorgeous. And so
even when we were like the fattest city, three times or something? That was so, but we were like, there's a pod of us, there's a group of us that are trying hard to change that.
So that's something that I've been super happy, and that's the kind of thing that gets me through owning a small business and the stresses of all of those things. It's just knowing that this is such a resource for so many people.
Absolutely. Okay, and you actually, sadly, I talk about this so much, we're not all going to Europe probably. It's not really, but they don't have to go to Europe. So some of these things are like ancient, more like for centuries, things that you've found and worked with, because there's different things that happen there at the spas, I've heard, and
there's a lot of these modalities. Ozone is something very common in Europe. A lot of people go for autoimmune, Lyme disease. They actually will even ozonate your blood at some of the facilities in Germany.
What does that mean?
They'll literally chelate, so they'll take your blood out. They'll treat it with ozone to kill anything that's in that blood. They basically sterilize it, and then they reinsert the blood. And let me tell you, I have had several Lyme friends that have done that, and they've been so extremely ill, and it has done wonders for them.
That's incredible.
So there's lots of modalities.
Like after surgery, something like that. I mean, we've talked about Rob's done 3 surgeries in 18 months.
Yeah.
And so his cells, and he has arthritis. Let's talk a little bit about inflammation, because that's another thing that you really focus on.
So the ozone infrared is for inflammation. It's for autoimmune. It's for weight loss. It's for healing. When a lot of people have post-surgical, I really love them to do infrared. Ozone's a lot more of a strong modality for, like I said, weight loss, really getting you back on track. It helps you sleep, and it creates ATP energy. That's the deep cellular energy that really helps you have energy, and not cheap energy, not sugar rush, but like really deep energetic
I love
homeostasis.
That word, cheap energy. I think that's a great, because we're in the luxury business. We don't want anything cheap.
No,
but we
never.
want cost effective.
Yeah.
We want value. I need to remember that for Bella. You don't want cheap energy, do you, Bella? Okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard this term before, but it's called ikigai, and it's a Japanese term, and you are living that life, girl. So it is when you are able to follow your passion and something that you love and make a living doing it and help the community and have a purpose, all that together is called Ikigai.
Wow.
And I learned about it through the Sydenham Clinic. And so I found that almost every one of my podcast guests have had that. I think it's a different path because you're not working or not working. You're not in it, or you're not changing who you are. Mm-hmm. You are living the authentic life, completely real. So I think it's great your husband supported you. How do your kids respond? Because sometimes I get a lot of negative feedback from Bella. She's like, no one's going to traffic me, Mom. Nobody. I don't need to eat everything healthy. Are your boys accepting?
I think they are. I leave for carpool every day. I still am at every baseball game. I don't miss any of those things except for when I'm out of town and I haven't traveled because of COVID. So I feel like in general, they are super supportive, and they give me lots of tips sometimes too.
I love that.
They love to give me tips. They're like, people don't like that, Mom, or like your point, oh, the 13-year-olds, they're really into your spray right now, Mom. Everyone at my school loves your spray. I mean, they say cute things like that. So I do think it's been an honor, and one of the things I'm most proud of, I feel like, is that they see someone that has taken their passion and followed it, and I just hope the same for them.
And tell me about community. You do a lot with different charities and different things. Where's your heart?
My heart's on pause. My heart's on pause. No, we love so many charities. Most of the charities that we have dedicated to our family, my husband and I, have been medically related, youth, children, really empowering youth, especially in the at-risk communities, the Latino and African American communities, and then Christian-based organizations. We just feel like if you can really help people in the beginning and really support them, a lot of those other trickle-down things that are much more expensive to help with from a nonprofit perspective, you don't have to do. So we love to spend our time. My kids, we do at least a once a year really big project where we go. We love this one school called Yellowstone. It's a Christian-based school. So we go stock their pantry. That's one of our favorite activities. We raise like a ton of funds and a ton of snacks. Many of those children don't eat at home at night, and they're on free lunch. So we like to really support with really great, at least hefty snacks, so at least they have a meal at night.
And I love Yellowstone. It's the parents that also make a commitment for those kids to go and show up. And they're, for me, I thought that was the biggest loss in COVID. Certainly we had health issues with so many people in the community, but these kids couldn't eat because they weren't going
We
to
donated
school.
So much to the Houston Food Bank, and we donate a little to them on occasion, but it's a pretty well-funded nonprofit here locally. But with everyone not receiving free lunch, that was our very first donation, because we were like, wait a minute, what are all these kids going to do that normally eat at school all day? And it was pretty scary.
Yes. So are you doing a pop-up in Colorado this summer, or do you have some pop-ups planned?
I think we've got a lot of sort of talking. We're talking to a lot of people. I want to have a balance between a little bit of a break and a little bit of a pop-up. So some of the places we're talking about right now are Aspen, Hamptons, Rhode Island. And then we've got tons of pop-ups in September from Midland, San Antonio, New Orleans is coming up in June. So we're doing a lot of smaller cities, which I love to do. I love to connect with smaller town places because I feel like they don't have as much access to bigger city stuff. So that always warms my heart and brings me back to growing up. I grew up in Corpus, which is, kind of small. So so we'll be going Corpus, San Antonio, Midland in September, Austin. We're doing New Orleans in June, and then likely July is Aspen, Hamptons, Rhode Island.
Awesome.
So
did you spend time in New York? Did you live in New York ever?
Never, no. But we've done a lot of pop-ups in New York, and we have such a great
I would think
New
you'd
York
be
base.
really well received there.
Yeah, we have a great New York base. A lot of people are just so just into health and wellness, but at the same time, they don't want just sort of goop. I mean, that's just sort of a magazine. So they love to kind of touch and feel and connect with our staff.
So I've shared with a lot of people, my goddaughter was diagnosed with cancer when she was 6. They live in New York. They have a house in the Hamptons. And my godson is a sophomore in high school, and he's had 3 or 4 kids in his class of 60 that have been diagnosed with cancer. And so I don't know if you've heard this, but there's that undertone of thought. They've even thought that maybe it could be fertilizers from the Hamptons. Most of these families have houses there. but I think it's something we all have to be aware of, is that there's
water
so
filtration
much
in your home. Like, I have a whole house water filtration. That was one of my biggest priorities in building my house. That means every time I take a bath, every time I touch any water in my house, it does not have all those terrible, if you see a water report from any city you live in, you would die thinking that you drink 80 ounces of that a day. I mean, it is awful. So yes, that and air filtration is very important, especially if you live in a really toxic burden, laden type city as well. But no, I mean, those theories are not anything new. I mean, those are happening. They'll find pockets of areas, and it's either the air quality right in there. It might have been built over a mine. It could be that the water bed has something horrific in it, or it could be literally just the water. So, and all of our immune systems, that's why it's so important to take care of your immune system. If you're feeding your gut, if you are stabilizing everything, you're strengthening your immune system. What does that do? It not only gives you energy and allows you to sleep and all those great benefits, but it makes your body inhospitable to things like autoimmune and cancer. So like when my kids complain, I mean, they don't anymore because they're my kids. So.
Yeah, they're like, all right.
I'm like, we're having branzino and you're eating the zucchini. So that's that.
Exactly.
But it's something for them to explain. And so back to the kid question, it's so important for us as parents, like, to teach them about things, but to teach them how this connection works. And again, like, not just every TikTok video because some new whoever posted whatever, just really asking questions for yourself and understanding all of this connection.
Yes. Okay, let's talk fashion.
Okay.
So you have incredible style and your own style. You're not following what everybody says out there. But what I loved, we have two great influencers today,
Yay.
Liz Landry and April Marie Salazar here. And we all made selections of our favorite trends that we kind of see. And April and I were talking when she came into the store. I'm traveling actually to New York for the first time. We used to go, when my godchild was sick, I went once a month for 18 months. But we would go 5 or 6 times a year, and I have not been in a year and a half. But I was trying to plan my outfits, and I was thinking, okay, how many shoes can I wear that are the same? I want one bag, one day bag, a tote for the plane, an evening bag, and some jewelry that I can mix throughout. So that was kind of the way we looked at this. So tell us about what you chose and kind of why you chose it.
And let me move my chair out of the way so I can, because we'll probably need that.
Yes.
I chose a couple of fun pieces. So as you mentioned, I am not a New York all black kind of girl.
Yes, you have
I always wear color. I wear a lot of pink. I wear a lot of gold, yellow, and I wear a lot of like cobalt blue. I just feel like fashion is a representation of who you are. I feel like I just don't follow because that's just not the kind of person I am in general. So I like to just mix and match, and I'm never scared of pulling something off. I just feel like whatever, like I'm just going to rock that whether it looks good or not if someone else doesn't think it looks great. So the picks I picked, this was really important to me. I loved it at first sight. This is actually an homage, or Hermes did an homage to sustainability. So they took a lot of their signature scarves, if you can see, and they made it into this fabulous bag. So this is my pick. I'm actually kind of on the other side of what you were talking about earlier. I'm like less is more at this point. Like, I don't like big bags anymore. I'm so over sort of that stage of my life when my kids were little and I just kept piling it in.
Everything. Yes, I'm just the never full that's always full.
Yes, I'm over that. So I picked that. I picked this actually as well because I'm always running around with my laptop, and I love that you can just keep your little to-do list as well, and that's it. And like, again, simplicity is key, and you can even carry this in this bag or my other bag that I picked. This one is my favorite. I'm going to probably pick this sucker up, and I'm going to have it treated since it's white. So I love that this can be used at the pool or, places like that. Again, it's not too overly big, so I don't want to be carrying a bunch of stuff around.
It's lightweight.
It's lightweight. It's super light. My other one of these that I found at this awesome Chanel pop-up in France, it's so heavy. I retired it. I can't carry it anymore. I should retire it at your place.
You should, yes, exactly. Come and trade in and trade up.
This I also picked because I think that it's really fun, again, to have something small. I want my phone. I want 3 or 4 lip glosses. I want my travel be glowy, and that is it. Like, I less is more for me. This I picked because I love this link. So any brand, but especially Chanel, Valentino, several brands are doing this right now. They have the option. And I, most of the time running around, throw it on and I'm out. But I think it's a little chicer when you arrive somewhere or if you're really dressed up to kind of do the half bundle. And again, this is great. Phone, couple lipsticks, my Be Glowy, and like I'm done. I don't need anything else in this bag.
And I like the compartments too, because sometimes I actually have an Hermes liner inside my bag. April has one too, so I can move it from place to place, because then you know where the pockets are, where my card is to get into the building, where my car keys, where the other.
And so you can quickly
access all of that.
So I grabbed that, and I feel like I had one or two other little things. I grabbed this fun bracelet. I thought it was just a fun, different spin on the, is it Collier? How do you say it?
Yes, Collier de Chêne, yes.
I have a lot of the blacks, the browns, silvers, all the basics, but I thought this was so fun, and wearing with, like I said, like a gold dress or a white dress, and then really some poppy earrings.
And I noticed that you mixed your silver and your gold.
I mix all metals.
And
more is more.
I think so too. Well, ladies, you come in and tell us about your picks too.
I know. I think I got all of that, right? I got everything.
I think you got all of it. Let me move these out of the way. First, Liz, come on in. Welcome, welcome. Hi. So Liz was remote. She even changed her flight to come back in early to see us. And we did all of this via FaceTime. So guys, if you're not in Houston, we can do a FaceTime call with you and you can pick out things and we can ship to you. In fact, your girlfriend who was on the phone call has already texted us for pieces.
And I'm going to FaceTime her later.
Okay, good.
I think she did want this little boy bag, but I love this. Like this pop of color. I don't know, this may be one that I take home.
Exactly.
I love this pop of color. I love the coral. It's so cute. And I'm the same way about my bags. I used to be all about the big bags, and now I gravitate more towards crossbodies, as well as just smaller stuff. And I think it's actually better for my health and my shoulders, carrying around too much stuff. So I do love this. I think there was a smaller one too, maybe, or is this the small? There was another one, and then I also had this Gucci duffel.
Yes, the Gucci duffel. It's a great weekender bag.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love this, and I love this strap detail.
And we even have a coordinating bag that goes with it too for evening, a smaller bag, or for day. I mean, I see a lot of people, like you were saying, Estela, I find that if I'm traveling, like Bella's giving me everything, Rob's giving me everything, and if you have a small bag, you're like, nope, you've got to carry it yourself. So it creates independence there too.
And this is such a cute size. So you're, just throw in my cell phone, lip gloss, good to go. I know, I love this. This is actually perfect for so much stuff I could have used last week.
And then we were talking scarves. You were saying you were getting creative with scarf tying.
Right. I think it's cute in the summer to add scarves, which my hair's not up right now, but I definitely think it's so hot in Houston, right? It feels.
I know, we wear lots of ponies.
It feels great outside right now. I'm actually going to get my hair done later, but I love even on throwing stuff on bags. Like I wouldn't necessarily do like this, but sorry about that.
No worries.
I even have I've started using scarves on like my Louis Vuittons and tying them here to add like a pop of color, or I won't do it just right now because I don't have a ponytail holder. But
we can style it later and post a story.
This in your hair. I love to wear my hair even half up when it's kind of dirty to hide the oil and the grease because I don't want to wash it. And tying this,
exactly. It's a way to make it through.
It's super, super cute.
Yay. Come on in, April.
So look.
Yes, this is our podcast guest, April Salazar from last week.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, and you have so many things with heart that so these are going to be some amazing things. What was most interesting to you to learn about that?
The switch to pure, the
yes.
Week. So I completely agree with you, and this whole idea or this movement that during COVID we definitely focused all of our attention towards our inner health and lowering our stress and making sure that we were just healthy as a whole and as a family. So, I was diagnosed with SVT during COVID and I needed to have an ablation, but part of that also makes you take a step back and look at your gut health. That's a big thing in our family, making sure that everything internal, everything that we ingest is healthy or nutritious so that it can be expressed on the outside and keep us looking healthy on the outside as well. So it's definitely speaking to me. I'm excited for the tour after this because I think that it's going to continue my path on this journey to this whole wellness idea in my life. But yeah, I mean, I'm just excited about it.
And I love that you're so sassy with your tinnies on today.
Yes, I don't know
And
if you can see them. They're actually vintage Havana. So as far as
tell us what you chose. Yes.
So, you know, thinking about travel, and last night I was at an in-person event, and I was so happy that there's this small trickle of normalcy into in-person events, those who are vaccinated and who've been careful and who are not out at Miami Beach, even though it sounds great, like we said last
yes.
time. So thinking about travel, you know, I mean, of course, the classic Louis duffel with the pop of pink. Pink and cobalt blue are my two favorite colors.
That's so funny.
Definitely my favorite. So using a scarf with this classic duffel is great for travel. I have the black one actually, and I love it, love, love, love it.
Do you carry that on?
I do carry it on.
Yeah, and they let you carry that on?
They let us carry
55 centimeter is the supposed 50 centimeters. What they say is the max, but they let you carry on 55.
They do, and even with the smaller jets, the ones that have really small upper compartments, they will let you bring a duffel. So I trust me, I've tested it many, many times. And it's a neutral color, so I'm really into the pastels and the light colors this spring. I just feel like it's a nice way to re-enter society in this, like a pureness sense. I'm also into wearing sequin during the day now because, you know, we go from Zoom meetings to in-person meetings, and I think it's great to be able to transition from something that's visually appealing on the computer to also visually appealing in person. So I have 4 kids, and I think that even though, you know, this idea of having a smaller bag is super attractive. I mean, I'm obsessed with it. I still am all
Need
about,
a lot.
like,
That's a small bag for you.
Yeah.
That's a small
For
bag
4
you.
kids.
You know, and luckily I'm in the non-diaper and not necessarily lots of snacks phases, but I mean, the classic never full, especially in this color, you just cannot go wrong. You can style it up with this cute scarf. You can take it off. I mean, it looks cute down with this cute little outfit. And then if you're out shopping or if you're in Mexico or whatnot, you can put all of your items in your purse and you can still look cute with it. So I'm always obsessed.
Show people how you can cinch it on the inside and like make
Yes,
that.
here, I'll do that.
A lot of people don't know how cool this
And
bag
then you can
is.
keep showing the other ones.
Okay,
Oh,
so
sorry.
I also, I mean, I saw this in the store
Thank
the
you.
other day, and it's a piece that is not typically one that I would choose because I'm all about neutrals, blacks, nudes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Maybe a blush, whites. That's just my go-to all the time. I like to keep it simple because I'm on the go all the time. But I'm also very interested in stepping out of my comfort zone and making sure that I can express myself in many different ways because it changes pretty much daily how I'm feeling. And this beautiful Chanel with this texture and this woven scarf of different colors, I think it's such a feminine, flirty, cute option.
And it's also lightweight because it's not leather.
Lightweight,
And I think that's interesting. We've been talking about
And it's
the purity.
also, yes, and it's also so durable.
Yes, it is. It wears really well.
And I kind of love, I usually have a lot of structural bags. I kind of love that this has a kind of soft, natural feel to it because it's attractive and it doesn't feel heavy. It's not weighing you down. So that I loved about this. Look, okay, so now the never full cinch. Look at
Yes.
this.
So then now it's a lot more,
Finished.
yes,
And
tailored and has a lot more structure to it. And it's more of a ladylike bag than a big carry-on bag. Well, ladies, come back on. We're wrapping everything up. You can come by and see us today at Switch to Pure.
Yes.
You can set an appointment to come in with Estela and her team.
Yeah.
And you can also check out our giveaway. We're going to be doing
so
a giveaway and launching that today on all of our feeds.
Should I give everyone a spritz on our way out?
Yes,
Yes.
please do.
Ready? Okay, you ready? It sets makeup, so you never have to worry that.
It smells
Love it.
amazing.
Smells
Isn't it
wow,
great?
so
So,
wonderful.
I need
Okay,
some.
thanks so much, everybody. Bye.